Hello, it's Victoria Pendragon. Welcome to my alternate reality, and I'd like to talk today about a very significant part of anyone's alternate reality, which is the Sixth Chakra, the third eye. And I want to talk about opening the third eye. Of course, it's always open to some degree or another. It's interesting, the third eye is associated with either the pineal gland or the pituitary gland, or both. It depends on what you read. Apparently nobody's entirely sure about that. The best explanations I've read seem to suggest that it's both, and that the one doesn't function well without the other, and that both have to do with, in fact, the actual detection of light. Certainly the pineal gland does, and there's some evidence that it used to be, thank you, that it used to be a light sensor there. Nowadays it's thought to be connected with psychic vision and enhanced dream vision and things like that. To me, it is a source of light for the body, most specifically for the brain. And light is important. Probably, eventually, one day, we will feed off light. It carries nourishing qualities. And it brings with it clarity to thinking. So allowing light into your brain is useful. In some depictions of the sixth chakra, the chakra itself is depicted as having a sun and a moon, one on either side of it. And of course, it's always difficult with two-dimensional images. Generally speaking, the male side is the right side of something and the female is the left side. The female being the lunar side, the moon side, the receptive side. The male being the solar side and the aggressive side, for want of a better term. And the left brain. So the male is right, but it's the left brain. The female is left, but it's the right brain. And that's how the brain works. Of course, the right brain operates the left side, and vice versa. So there's a balancing factor to the development of the third eye. It brings these things in harmony. Some meditations have you going back and forth between the moon and the sun, and the moon and the sun, and the moon and the sun, as you see them circling around the third eye. It's an interesting little practice if you want to try it. But the thing that I have found most helpful for the opening of the third eye and for bringing light and clarity into the body and being is the sun, actually. If you can sit comfortably on the ground, on the floor, whatever, and do so where the sun can strike you in the third eye, and just sit, you have, of course, to shut your other eyes, because looking into the sun is never a good idea. But if you can position yourself in such a way that the sun is striking you in the third eye, and just be there with that, observing internally what that does. It does different things at different times. Very often it creates a corona-like experience beneath your closed eyelids. But although it's beneath your closed eyelids, but it'll be in the center of your being. And there's oftentimes a kind of a red glow, or red and probably a very, very, very pale yellow that almost seems white. And could be any number of other things as well. It can induce certain feelings in the body because, of course, that is one of the chakras, and being one of the higher vibrational chakras, it's going to activate the Sushumna, which is the pathway, the winding pathway that goes from the root to the crown. And so you may feel a stimulation in that. There's some chance that because the balancing chakra for the sixth is the second, that this also can activate the Kundalini energy to some degree. Not that you have to have a Kundalini rising during this, although, of course, you never know when that's going to happen. But it definitely affects what's going on there. Now, that's interesting because the second chakra, which is where the sacrum is, the sacrum, the bone of the sacrum, is filled with the same gray matter that's in the brain. So the connection is more than just energetic. It's literally physical and goes through the spine. So this is a very profound and primary part of what goes on in the brain and nerve functioning in the body. And it's also just really interesting and fun. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else particularly I wanted to say about this. That's quite enough information. The best thing you can do is to find yourself a place where you can allow that to happen, and where you can sit quietly and let the sun strike you in the third eye. Again, please make sure your eyes are closed. And it's best if you don't wear a mask or anything, because that's distracting. The feeling is distracting. So just in a kind of a meditative way, allow your third eye to open to that sun. By the way, the third eye, when it's pictured to represent the sixth chakra, the pupil is red. It's always red. And that's really a bit like the sun. So that's it. That's all I have to say on the matter. Have some fun with that. And may you be open to many new experiences. Bye.